Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about crypto and economics and lots of other fun things. As always, a free way you can support this channel is to hit the like button, leave a comment in the comment section for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification button as well. But otherwise, let's go ahead and dive on into this. And so I'm thinking about September of 2024. This is going to be a huge month. I mean, first of all, okay, rate cuts or potential rate cuts, Fed meeting on September 18th. That is the key date of this month, but there are plenty of things that can happen before and after. And then I also just want to share some general thoughts on the market, general thoughts on the pulse of the market right now. And that's where I actually want to start out because it's really interesting to me what I'm observing is that that it seems like the tide is shifting. Maybe it's a little bit, maybe it's a moderate amount to where people, so-called influencers, big people, big accounts on X. I talked about this one account that has 755,000 followers on X, and he's starting to wake up to the possibility, to the reality, which is what I would say, that things aren't quite lining up according to how they've always worked, in that we're potentially not going to have this big 100-200% move over the next 6 months with Bitcoin. And so I'm seeing some of that. I'm seeing a decent amount of that, and I'm seeing people prepare for different scenarios, which I think is a good thing. And I'm not saying that it's impossible that we would hit $150,000 Bitcoin by April or May of 2025 or something like that. But one thing that I'm going to say as a positive is the market is supposed to keep you on your toes. That's just how it works. It's always going to keep you on your toes. And the fact that everyone is expecting, or at least leading up to the last month or so, everyone was expecting Bitcoin to do this thing that everyone expects it to do, to go on this big parabolic run. It made me a little bit shaky, a little bit nervous. I would say actually a lot nervous, especially since I didn't believe that. And seeing this shift in sentiment makes me a little bit more hopeful and confident. Now, I am sticking with my $80,000 price target. And I also want to point out that there are plenty of people who have 2019 in mind, and they think that we're going to go down before we're going to go up. I don't see how that aligns with certain things, but there's lots of different possibilities out there. And that is when I'm most confidently going to be in the market. When everyone thinks it's going to go a certain way, I'm more nervous. When there's a lot of disagreement, I'm more comfortable. And so thinking through September, I'm sticking with $80,000 Bitcoin, by the way. I'll give you my perspective on that. But thinking through September, here's kind of what's on my radar. So last week at this time, I was looking at the charts and I saw just plenty of cryptos. Almost every crypto was overbought on the stochastic, MACD, all of that. And I was waiting for some kind of a reset. It looked like stochastic was on its way back down to being oversold. And here we are this week, Labor Day, happy Labor Day, those in the United States, September 2nd, 2024, September 3rd, excuse me, when most of you are watching this, I'm making this on September 2nd. And I'm seeing the stochastic has reset. And so I do believe that the next few days, or maybe next 10 days or something like that, can and will be bullish days, and that's going to bring us to what I think will be some positive reports. The CPI report on September 11th, the next unemployment report. I do wonder if that next unemployment report is not going to be as bad as last month, and that's going to lead us to September 18th, which will be the day of what most likely will be a rate cut. The question is, what's that going to look like? Is it going to be a 50 basis point rate cut? Is it going to be a 25 basis point rate cut? Is it going to be a 25 basis point rate cut plus that they're going to announce the end of quantitative tightening, which they have been doing since 2022, the second quarter of 2022? I suspect that it's going to be a 25 basis point rate cut, and I would prefer that so that people aren't spooked by a 50 basis point rate cut. And I suspect that it would be the end of quantitative tightening. We'll see, but I am more bullish on the prospect that quantitative tightening would end than I am on the rate cuts themselves. But, okay, we have what I think will be a bullish week this week. It doesn't feel that way, right? I think a lot of people, they're pretty down, pretty low on sentiment. I'm sticking with, I believe it will be a bullish week this week. I believe that the next economic reports will provide a little more bullishness, and that we could go into the rate cuts feeling pretty good, feeling maybe a little too good. And then the rate cuts could bring us right back down to earth. And we're going to close the month of September a little bit lower than where we are now. But then October, might as well just call it Uptober. And hopefully we'll bring that momentum into November. So I want to remind you of a couple things. The best month in Bitcoin's history in September. The best September in Bitcoin's history was 2016. Bitcoin went up by 6%. That was the best, okay? And then the worst month was not terrible. It was a 13% drop. And so there's always, it's generally a flat month, but it's never a good month. It's never an amazing month. But then October is the exact opposite. October, except for 2014 and 2018, the depths of the bear market, October has been green every year. Even the 2022 bear market, which was terrible, saw a 5% increase in Bitcoin's price. But every other October, the year before the halving, the year after the halving, the year of the halving, every other October has seen at least a 10% increase. My expectation for October is wherever Bitcoin closes the month of September, that Bitcoin will close October somewhere between 15 and 30% higher. So let's just say Bitcoin closes at $55,000. I'm just going to throw that number out there. A 15% gain would be something like, mid 60s in October. I think it'll be higher than that. I've been saying that I think that Bitcoin will hit $80,000 in October. 30% gain would be closer to $80,000. It would be in the 70s for sure. I'm just doing this off the top of my head. And then I am bullish for November. I'm thinking back to 2020. Now November 5th is the election, so we'll see what happens with that. If Trump wins, I will be bullish, especially for altcoins in November. And then we'll see how long this goes after that. November 18th would be 2 months from those first rate cuts. That's kind of like my initial day, my initial moment where I would consider just taking things off the table and saying goodbye. That would be a gradual unwind, and no matter what happens with Bitcoin, that is my starting date. November 18th is my starting date for when I would consider things. Or really, I should say November 15th, the day of the election. I'll probably just take something off the table on that day, no matter what happens, just in case, leading into that. So, September, I'm seeing this as just a very key month. The people, there are a handful of people, a small minority of people who believe that we're going down first, and then in 2025 we'll go up. I strongly disagree with those people in regards to we'll go up in 2025. So if they're right that we're going to go down first, I just think that 74,000 was the peak until rates bottom out and the money printers turned on. But okay, these people, they believe that we're going down first. And so what would down look like? That would mean a move to the lower 40s, potentially even a move to the 30s. If they are right, Uptober and Upvember, okay? But if we see Bitcoin go to the 30s, I'm sorry to end this video like this, I am playing for a retrace. I'm not playing for new all-time highs. I will say, in my opinion, that I don't think we're going to hit a new all-time high in 2024 or 2025. So this is why September is a key month, okay? And that's why I'm expecting us to go up first, and then buy the rumor, sell the news, and then Uptober. But if I'm wrong about that and we just go down, then I'm playing it for the retrace of the rest of the run. I know you don't want to hear that. I say it like it is. But that's all I have for today. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful rest of your week. I'll see you in another video. Peace.